All right. So now that we are one step closer to being an expert on this, I got one more problem that you could do, and it's going to be if we're told that x cubed is equal to 8 over 125. So here we're cubing. So the first thing I want to do to get x by itself is do what? It's not square root, it's called cube root. So we're going to take the cube root. So I'm going to write this down a couple different ways because there are two ways to write down cube root. Okay. So the easiest way to write down cube root is put a little 3 there in front of the radical symbol. So that fancy squiggly line, we call that the radical symbol. And then the number in front of it is the index. That's the number of the root. So this is a cube root, right? Now, whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other side. So I'm going to take the cube root on this side. But it's a fraction. So remember, one of the properties of radicals is that I could take the cube root of the numerator as long as I take the cube root of the denominator. So whatever you do on the top, you have to do on the bottom. So I'm going to pause right here. How do we feel about this stuff? This stuff right here. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. Okay. So these are just properties. You haven't memorized them yet, but we're just going to keep doing these problems over and over until you memorize. Okay. Now the problem is I don't have a cube root symbol on the calculator. So first of all, this 3 cancels this 3, so I get x equals the cube root of 8 all over the cube root of 125. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, how would I plug that in the calculator? Yes. Yeah, what I would do is I would say 8 in parentheses raised to what power? 1 over 3, right? All over 125 in parentheses raised to the 1/3 power. Okay? I'm going to do this problem another way, and I hope it looks like you guys get out of doing homework this weekend. But anyways, what is 8 raised to the 3rd power? 2. So if you're wondering what that means, it just means that 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. Next, I'm going to say, what is 125 raised to the 1/3 power? 5. Now, what that's saying is, if I say 5 times 5 times 5, that equals 125. So we're just working backwards. I know that I have 125. I'm trying to figure out what number do I multiply by itself 3 times to get 125. So I take the cube root, and it tells me 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Okay? I know it's almost time to go. Hang in there. So I'm going to copy that. And so my answer is 2 over 5. Okay? The bell's going to ring in a second. I want you guys to have a good holiday weekend. And on Tuesday, we will go over more examples.